Good morning, gamers. I'm Good Morning Gamer, and I've been playing Dead Cells. A lot. It's the first time that I've been blown away by an indie game in a really long time. I think these small development teams can just do something that the AAA teams can't really do. Big, expensive games tend to focus on the one aspect of gameplay that they really want you to enjoy, but they tend to forget to add in those little bits that make it feel magical. Well, Dead Cells is the exact opposite of that. It's jam-packed with exciting, awesome gameplay, and it comes from a team of only 11 people. Dead Cells was released in 2018 by Motion Twin, an 11-person team from France with over 17 years of experience developing games. They claim to have a focus on quality and detail, kind of exactly what I would say about their game. In gamer terms, Dead Cells is categorized as a procedurally generated side-scrolling hack-and-slash platformer with permadeath. In normal human terms, this means that if you die, you start over from the very beginning. This is just the general framework that describes the game. But what makes it a great game are all the minute details and touches added through years of development. Let's start with the story. You begin your journey as a headless fellow on a mission to myrtleize everything you come in contact with in the dungeons and towers of a strange, old abandoned kingdom. You run, you jump, you kill stuff, you try not to die. Sounds a lot like real life. We're all just trying not to die, right? Anyway, you find various items along the way, and eventually, if you survive, you'll find an exit to the next level. Death seems to be the main theme. Your every move is intended to avoid death, but death is inevitable. It's just a matter of when it will happen. However, there's a creepy twist put on the notion of death. You're apparently a mass of cells that inhabit a deceased prisoner's body. When you die, the cells plop down through a pipe in the ceiling and crawl their way back over to the corpse. It's weird. You're being recycled and reused endlessly.
Renewable energy.
As you travel the world, you find creepy corners with cryptic writing that would suggest that something ominous took place here in the past. You might knock on a door and hear a voice from the other side, or you might encounter a strange beast behind bars looking for his rune. There's no question this is a dark game, but there is an air of lightness to it as well. Yes, everything's trying to kill you, but your character seems to be indifferent about it, making silly gestures and just carrying on. To put it plainly, it's a very curious place, and remains that way to the very end. The odd storyline is only enhanced by the gameplay. The basics are 2 slots for weapons, shields, or bows, 2 slots for bombs or traps, a health potion, a rolling dodge, and a health bar. That's it. When you die, you're frustrated that you have to start over at the beginning. And if that were it, you wouldn't play this game for very long. At some point, you need to get some upgrades. The enemies become increasingly imposing, and your feeble self in level 1 with just 100 HP won't suffice on level 5. So as you make your way through, you find new weapons. You find health and power upgrades. And as you defeat enemies, you also collect their cells. Presumably, these are the dead cells that the title's referring to, and they serve the most interesting purpose of the game. Between each level, you travel through a safe passage where you meet the Collector, who demands that you give him all of the cells you've collected in the previous level. In exchange for these cells, he'll unlock permanent upgrades along with new, more powerful weapons. As you unlock more upgrades, you start each playthrough on a more powerful foot. For example, you quickly unlock the health potion, which allows you to refresh your HP at any time during a level. The Collector has tons of cool new weapons and shields that can be unlocked with cells. It's this feature, where you can unlock new items to gain power, that's had me looking like this after playing for hours. What? Oh. When's tomorrow? It's super addicting. It's always like, well, just one more run, and then I'll eat lunch, or dinner. Enemies that felt beastly a few dungeons ago are soon destroyed with ease. As you continue to unlock new abilities, they're displayed in this beautiful fashion, dangling above the first room in the dungeon in little glass vessels. Your starter weapons are randomized, so obviously you have to check to see what you got before you shut the game off. All this is huge encouragement to keep playing. Look how many upgrades there are. What happens when I collect them all? What's the giant glass tube in the center? Who runs this place? All these factors combine to make each playthrough both unique and exciting. You start to feel so much more capable. I got 1500 HP, I got my sword, got some bombs, just walking on a bridge on a nice night. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, yeah, there's bosses, and they're awesome. I got slaughtered so hard the first time I reached this guy, it was hysterical. But with time and upgrades, you'll eventually be ready. You can be as tactical as you want, or you can speed your way through the game and be rewarded in different ways, like with the timed doors, which lock permanently at a specific time after you begin your playthrough. If you reach the door in time, you're rewarded handsomely with tons of cells and gold. So, the story is interesting and makes you question the world you're in. The gameplay is easy to learn, yet challenging to master. The NPCs are silly and charismatic. So what else could you ask for? Well, how about some music? They got that. The music in Dead Cells is haunting and somber, doing a great job melding together the player experience. The tunes are not particularly memorable, but they are easy to listen to for a long time without getting annoying. That's a compliment, I think. The graphics and visuals are also beautiful in my opinion. Retro-style games are very common these days, but pixel art and color palette design are very complex things. It can be done poorly, and it can also be done really well, as it was for this game. The colors just pop so well against each other, and the character design and world features are so well distinguished and work seamlessly together. When all these elements come together, you sort of have the perfect game. One you can play for 3 hours straight, or just 10 minutes and still feel like you made progress. And hopefully, you had fun too. Every aspect of this game was carefully thought through. It's the impressive attention to detail that I appreciate so much when I try a new game. It's those moments when you say, "Really? That worked? I could do that? That's so cool!" These developers poured their hearts into making a great game, and we appreciate it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play between 10 and 15 hours of this game without stopping for food. I'm malnourished.